Hello, welcome to today's mind hack. Do you find yourself nervous when you need to do public speaking or go to networking events or do something out of your comfort zone? Don't feel bad, most people do. And honestly, I'm sure you've heard this before. Most people fear public speaking more than death. So if you find yourself feeling those butterflies, you're not alone. But I'm going to share with you 4 tips that have absolutely changed my life when it comes to being nervous and doing those things that are uncomfortable and leveling up in life. As we all know, if we want to grow and achieve big things, that doesn't happen in our comfort zone. So here we go. Here is tip number 1. Nervousness and nerves is an energy. Don't forget that. So I used to public speak at a young age and then as a teenager in a rural community club called 4-H. And for some reason, I felt these nerves and I rebranded them. I don't know if I heard this somewhere, but instead of calling it nerves, I felt excitement from it. And soon, instead of feeling that and recognizing that as nervousness and getting more and more wound up, I felt that. I'm like, ooh, I'm excited. And I use those feelings in my stomach, those nerves, to fuel myself to do better and go out there and perform. And don't forget, like I said, nervousness is an energy, just the same as fear, excitement, etc., etc. So if you are feeling what you call nervousness, why don't you rebrand it? Because at the end of the day, you're setting the tone for your mind and building the story in your head. If you call it fear, your body is going to generate the fear response. If you call it excitement and go, yeah, I'm so excited, your body's going to go, oh, wow, we got to perform. This is good. She's excited about this. So number 1, don't forget, nerves are just energy, just the same as any other feeling. Number 2, this one is super important if you're teaching classes or networking. Who likes going into a room to network? I'm not even introverted and I find it uncomfortable. You show up by yourself and you're supposed to meet people and make small talk. I don't know that there's a lot of people that absolutely love it. A trick I learned is instead of being so nervous and focused on yourself and going, oh my gosh, I'm not talking to anybody, I look like a fool, or oh, this guy might be thinking I'm crazy, I just said something silly. The trick is focus on the other person at all times. I use this for networking and meeting with clients because I do sales and marketing. So often I met with clients, and in either situation, when you're dealing with other people, the tendency is to get in your own head and get concerned and worried, and you really just get wrapped up in yourself. So if you think about it, if you get yourself so concerned and focus on the other person, the client across the table, the person you just met, being fascinated with them or driven to help them succeed, you take the attention off of yourself and put it on your client or that person that you are networking with. And right away, it shifts the focus off of you and it puts it on them, and you stop feeling so nervous anymore. Not only that, it helps you appear genuine and caring to your client, which is great for business. And if you're talking to somebody in a networking situation, you come off more comfortable and like you care. So number 2, focus on the other person, forget about yourself. Number 3, this one's good for when you're giving a presentation, whether to a client or a speech to an audience. You know what? You've probably been practicing and you think you finally got it down. You're nervous, you get up there, you make a mistake or you forget a point. Don't forget, you're the only one that knows your speech, your product, your lingo, how you prepared. If you make a little fumble or forget something, the only one that knows is you. So just take a deep breath and really just recover. You can just move on to the next point. And if all of a sudden you realize you left something, just go back. Don't get flustered, because Nobody else knows your material, usually, and nobody else realizes that you made a mistake. So that is one of my third tips. And that one helped me a lot, because once you're not worried about doing it in the exact order and making mistakes, you relax, you're more comfortable, your presentation's better, your client feels more connected, they want to buy your product, right? Last but not least on my list, be who you want to be at the peak of your career. If you are new and just starting out, of course you feel nervous. You're leveling up, you're doing something you've never done before. If you knew how to do it, it would be old hat and you would be comfortable. You're gonna get there. But the trick is, picture yourself in 5, 10, 15 years, or as the top in your industry. If you want to be a public speaker, take on that persona. And sometimes it helps to have a mentor or somebody, not that you idolize, but somebody in your field that you look up to and admire them. And then when you go to do a speech, if there's a public speaker you like, you embody that presence. For a second, you forget that you're Tracy, new at public speaking. Let's say all of a sudden you're Brendan Bouchard and you're the best in your industry, or Tony Robbins. Like, embody a persona that fits with you. And as soon as you do that, it's a little bit of that alter ego concept, if you've ever heard of that. You take on the traits, and not only that, you're going to feel your shoulders go back, which is known to be more confident, and you're going to embody that confidence. If you walk in there as an amateur, your body's going to feel that way, your confidence is going to be at that level. If you walk in there not with an ego, but if you walk in there with confidence, somebody that's done this, that knows, that's ready to add value to that client or the audience, that's going to come off. So act like the person you want to be at the peak of your career now. And that is also the trick to becoming who you want to be. So I hope those tricks help you. I just pulled out the 4 top tricks I've used when I'm leveling up anytime in my career. So I hope one of them resonated. If it did, drop a note in the audience and let me know what you figured. Do you have a different trick that you use? I'd love to hear it. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.